Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody, on a Tuesday morning, episode number 150 of the Rod Pedersen Show. Our director of scouting, Craig Smith in the bunker, and Darren Dupont, too. Wasting no more time. Let's go out now to the CFL winter meeting. CFL Commissioner Randy Ambrosie joins us, and I'll say Happy New Year, Mr. Commissioner. And as far as the winter meetings go, how's it going? Where are you? Give me the scenario, please.
Yeah, Rod, Happy New Year to you as well, and to all of your listeners. Great to be with you. We're actually in Collingwood, Ontario, and we're at the base of Blue Mountain. Beautiful spot here, and the meetings are just getting started. Really looking forward to getting a chance later today to spend time with the coaches and GMs tonight. That's our real kickoff. And then tomorrow into the full meetings with presidents, coaches, and GMs, and then we wrap up on Thursday with what we call our management council, which is myself, my management team, and the team presidents.
The congratulations on the Alouette sale, by the way. I'm sure it's a relief. What can you tell us about Sid Spiegel and Gary Stern?
Well, Rod, I guess I'd want to start with the word remarkable because what started with I'd say a relatively innocent introduction from Dale Lastman. Dale and Gary have been lifetime friends. They were together for a good old-fashioned Canadian Grey Cup party in what Gary described as his man cave. And I guess Dale turned to Gary and Sid, who are epically successful guys, and he said, the Alouettes are for sale. Maybe you guys should buy the team. And I guess there was a little kibitzing back and forth between Gary and Sid. And Gary said, hey, Sid, I think we should buy the team. And then Sid later said, Gary, are you serious? And Gary said, yes, I am. And Dale sent me a message saying, I should reach out to Gary. And 3.5 weeks later, we had a transaction completed. They were just they built an empire, is I think the best way to describe it. They're humble, they're thoughtful, and they're super excited about being the new owners of the Alouettes.
Well, I think all of us CFL fans are super excited too because they seem like the ideal owners. So I will say congratulations again. To the
Thank you.
Winter meetings, what are the big topics that you guys are going to be going over out there?
Yeah, I think tonight we're going to really talk about. We're going to really share with our coaches and GMs kind of the vision for the CFL. I really want to. I want the coaches and GMs to know how much we care and appreciate everything they do for us. So tonight's really about bringing everybody into the 2.0 strategy, making sure everyone understands what our priorities are. How do we work better together? Rod, I think it's a big priority for these meetings is really how do we get everyone, and I'm talking about players and coaches, football operations staff, and our alumni. How do we get everybody more aligned with this long-term goal of really driving the league to greater heights of success? So the core theme of this meeting is working together, building really a team that are all looking and working together on the same goals.
Hey, Randy, it's Darren Dupont here. Speaking of working together, I know one of the big issues is that CFL, NFL window and players moving down. And I know teams are doing a really good job of, working with the players to let them out of their deals, to go pursue bigger opportunities. But where is that at? Because I know the communication and some of the nuances around it has maybe been a little bit confusing for some.
Yeah, I guess I'm happy to report that the relationship on this issue between the PA and the CFL is very positive. We both want the same things, and we've got an agreed on solution. Really, the problem exists now between the NFL and the NFL Players Association, and I know they're trying to work this out, but we've got a solution that we've agreed to with our players. I got to say, full marks to Brian and Jeff and the entire PA executive for working with us on a solution. We're well aligned, and we do want to see this get across the goal line. But largely right now we're kind of waiting for a response from the NFL and the NFLPA.
I was going to say, yeah, what is the relationship like with the NFL when it comes to this? What would be their holdup? Is it, to protect their players and their jobs and not maybe wanting CFL players to come in and take jobs away? Or what's the NFL's issue?
Yeah, you know what? I think that probably is a better question asked of the NFL, and I don't want to speculate because it's look, we have a great working relationship with Roger Goodell and his team, and we want to maintain that. So again, I think what I'd just say, maybe you guys ask them kind of what their thinking on it is. What I'm happy to report is that the CFLPA and the CFL are well aligned on a solution, and we're going to keep driving towards a positive outcome.
Sandra from the ABC Rider fan group on Facebook has a question for you, Randy, and she says, how about the CBA? We've read the reports, whether it's finalized or not. Where is that at, I guess, would be the best way to ask that.
Yeah, they think it's all completed. In fact, I understand that the CBA is going to be published if it's not been already published. I think the players may have already posted the CBA to their website, so that's all in place. But Rod, you ask a really good question, and I want to it's something I've asked Brian and Jeff to sit down in January and really let's talk about going beyond the CBA and how do we build a bigger, stronger relationship? How do we engage the players in the plans for a bigger, stronger CFL? How do we get everybody rowing together with one unified vision? And I think there's an opportunity to transcend the CBA in a relationship that's bigger than that, and a way for our coaches and for our players and our alumni all to be part of the future of this league. So I'm happy to report the CBA is in place, but I'm actually looking now to try to reframe our relationship in a real positive way, work with the PA on how they can help us and how we can help them create what people would call a win-win scenario.
Well, you probably realized this pretty quick in your tenure as commissioner that everybody wants different things. That's the tough part. So you must kind of have to sit there and say what's best for the CFL and just forge ahead with what you think's best. Am I right on that?
Well, you are, Rod, but maybe there's a subtlety to this that where the opportunity. I often think of how you would think of a Venn diagram. Everyone's got their own circle, but it's where do those circles overlap, and we can focus on where those circles overlap. Look, I'd like our players to do better. I don't think if we asked Brian and Jeff if they would disagree with that they would say yes. I think they would agree that we would all want the players to do better. I want our coaches and football operations people to do better. I want to be able to help our alumni.
Oh, the computer froze right in the middle of a very good clip.
He about to say something really good.
Oh, Clark said he dropped, but we'll get him back. Wow, we were really humming there. It was going too smoothly.
Yeah, the commission.
Hey, Smitty, can you do me a favor when the commissioner comes back? Don't nail him to the wall on the football operations cap.
I won't talk to him about that. No.
Okay. I think you did the last time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So, okay, we got the commissioner with us now. Randy, sorry about that. It froze. There he is. And you were just in the middle of talking about bringing the alumni in and the rest. So I think it was well answered, and I wish you well with that. And the last thing, because I know you're a busy guy, the CFL 2.0 is what everybody's talking about. I remember 1 year ago, Roger Kelly telling me about what he rolled out at these winter meetings. And he said, I now know what a comedian's like when he dies on stage. He said, everybody. It was so funny. So a year later, how do you feel about CFL 2.0?
Oh, I'm more excited than ever, Rod. I had a chance to go to Japan after Grey Cup, and I got to see their college championship game and the X League championship game called the Japan Bowl. I saw some great football. I met some amazing people. They are very energized about the prospects of the International Alliance. We're going to be starting our scouting combines around the world starting this coming weekend. We've got high expectations that we're going to be attracting great players to these regional combines over the next number of weeks, and then bringing them all together in Toronto for what will be the biggest combine in the history of the Canadian Football League will happen in Toronto in March. We're going to bring all of our alliance partners. We were on the phone earlier today with Spain, and Spain wants to join our alliance. We've got Brazil waiting in the wings. I think it's only going to grow. It's only going to get more exciting. But really, the focus for the next number of weeks is finding the next crop of great players, welcoming, as Canadians so greatly do, welcoming them into this country of ours. Giving them an opportunity to play, pro football, some of the best pro football in the world. In fact, I believe we play the best pro football, the best brand of pro football in the world. Let them come here and enjoy everything Canadian, and let's grow this league and make, Rod, today, and I'd hope your listeners will embrace this, we are the biggest global football league in the world. The CFL today is the biggest global football league in the world, and we're only going to get bigger from here. I think it's an opportunity for this league to take itself to heights of success never imagined in our history, and become a sports property to be reckoned with on the globe. So couldn't be more excited. Obviously, lots of hard work to do, and I'm looking forward to this journey with all of our partners.
Your PR guy, Lucas, says we've got a few minutes here left, so that's great. I'm supporting CFL 2.0 because of you, Randy. That's the number one reason. Because I've seen how raw the players are, but I also know this. Doesn't mean they can't play football. They maybe weren't necessarily raised with it. And they're playing American rules football, if I'm not mistaken, right? But football is football. We brought Americans into our league for 100 years. So I guess, as I've thought about this a million times, like everybody has, you got to start somewhere. Right? Is that kind of where you're at? And these guys will build into being CFL superstars. Eventually, that would be the goal, I would think.
Yeah, I think, obviously, Rod, and I couldn't agree with you more. Look, I think your best bet is go get great athletes. Go get great athletes. And we've got amazing coaches. And you bring great athletes and amazing coaches together, all it takes is a little bit of time. And we're going to see a superstar from Germany and from France and from Italy and from Japan and from Mexico. That's on the horizon for this league. And Rod, when those things happen, it's going to redefine us. We will be the league that everyone around the world wants to come and play in. And that success will only create more success for Canadians, because as we know, we got a whole bunch of kids going down to play football in the LFA. Canadian kids are going to get a chance to play in Mexico this winter. Really excited about that, because it's all about giving kids a chance to play the greatest game on the planet.
Lastly, a lot of our viewers are writing in wanting to know about the two quarterbacks, third quarterback situation. I don't even know how that got out there. Obviously, there's a lot of blowback, pushback to it. Is that something being discussed at the winter meetings? And what can we look forward to in 2020 with regards to the third quarterback potentially being dropped from the active roster?
Yeah, Rod, I've had this conversation with a number of fans. In fact, a number of Rider fans during Grey Cup expressed a concern. Look, this was part of a CBA negotiation, and I think the idea was, so first of all, nobody's prevented from having a third quarterback on their roster, which just eliminated kind of that third quarterback rule. So nobody should be concerned that we won't see teams carrying three quarterbacks. That's a decision the teams will make. But I think it was born out of the idea that when you looked at the data, I think there was one situation, if I remember correctly, and there's one situation where we saw a third string quarterback getting into the game to play because of injuries. And the question was, could we use that roster spot more productively? But Rob, I'd say to the fans, we've got to always keep an open mind. We've made this change in the CBA. If it's not working, or it doesn't work, or it creates a problem, we can always go back and revisit. Nothing that we do, we're not making changes with indelible ink. We're trying new things. We're being creative. We're working with the PA as partners, and as best we can, we're trying to use a pencil, the good old what is the old HP pencils, yeah, with a nice eraser at the top. But I would want the fans to know, look, if through that negotiation we didn't get this right, I'm confident we can go back to the players and say we've made a mistake. This isn't going to work the way we wanted it to, and now let's fix it.
That's awesome. Not written in stone, I think was what the term you were looking for, Randy. Lastly, any comments for the fans, CFL fans here as we kick off 2020? You did have one on Twitter the other day, but for our viewers this morning?
Yeah, look, I want to say this has been the greatest journey of my lifetime. I'm so proud of this league. I'm so proud of our fans. Rod, you and many of your listeners are veterans of many Grey Cups. Nothing makes you feel more Canadian than being at a Grey Cup. The fact that we welcome these young people from around the world into our league. There's so many reasons to be proud of being Canadian today. In fact, I think we're at the doorstep of this country being more important in the world than we ever have been before. And the CFL is going to play a big role. Somebody called me a pigskin diplomat. And I thought, well, it's kind of an odd compliment, but I'm going to take it in the most positive way possible. But no, Rod, a big happy new year to all of your listeners and all of the CFL fans out there. We're excited about the future. We're going to make this league big and strong, bigger and stronger than it's ever been before. And we're going to do that with the fans. We're going to continue to listen to and talk to our fans and take their guidance and input. But we are excited about the future, and I wish them and all of their families health, happiness, and prosperity for 2020.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy. We're with you. You have our support, and good luck with the winter meetings, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Rod. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.